Today, I'm going to be showing you guys how to easily complete all of your Part 5 Vibin questline challenges. So, with that being said, let's dive right into the first one of establishing our first device uplink. And this can be done right over here at Shuffled Shrines, the new POI that has been added in this week. And as you guys can see right over here, there is easily one right outside of the POI. You don't actually even need to go inside of it until you get to the second part of this challenge, which is where it starts to get a little bit more difficult, and you have to actually find specific things. Now, for this part of the challenge, we're going to need to dig up dirt piles to find the Relic Shard. And as you guys can see right here, there are tons of these little white markers that show you exactly where you need to dig stuff up. So just go ahead and start digging these up by pickaxing them, and eventually, once you pickaxe through enough of them, you'll find the nice little shard, which does look a lot like the Moon Knight pickaxe, to be totally honest with you guys. But now let's move on to our next challenge after we collect this. So for the final part of this challenge, we need to attune the Relic Shard all the way over at Rocky Reels, or even a little bit further than Rocky Reels. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is try and do this in one match. Now, I'm fairly sure that you can leave the match and go into another to do this, but I honestly wouldn't risk it. Just go ahead and try to run over the entire way and do this in one match, because I'm not sure. There's no specifications that you need to do it in the same match, but at the end of the day, Fortnite can be weird with this stuff, and sometimes it does require you to do it, especially since we just collected that item over here. I would personally try and do this in one match, so just go ahead and try and find a car, or just huff it out on foot and go all the way over here to complete the final stage of your first part of your Part 5 challenges. So now that we've made it all the way over here, what we need to do is go ahead and attune the relic to this little podium thing. And if you guys don't know where this is, you can pause the video to see exactly where that is. And now that we've actually gone ahead and attuned it, we can move on to the next stage of the challenge, which is to establish a device uplink. And thankfully, there's one right next to this spot, literally just a few meters away. So all you're going to need to do is go ahead and run over to it, and that will complete yourself the establishing device uplink. So let's go ahead and actually do that. For the next stage of the challenge, we need to block the pipes to build pressure, and this is done over at Shuffled Shrines. So what we're going to go ahead and do is drive right on back over to Shuffled Shrines and try and block the pipes. Now, as you guys can see right here, as we get closer, there are all of the white exclamation points, which yet again show you exactly where you need to go ahead and do this challenge. So we're going to try and not die to the other people over at this POI. That's going to be a little bit difficult to do, so we're going to hop into another match and try this yet again. Now, just like I was saying, we're dropping into another game to do the second stage of this challenge because I got so rudely interrupted my last time. But this can be very difficult off spawn because so many people drop here, so just try and follow exactly what I do here to try and survive. What we're going to need to do is just go ahead and interact with these. Now, you do need to do all three of them. This isn't like, all right, you can just do one of them. You do need to go to all three, so just follow exactly where I go right over here. And there we go. We've gotten all three of them. That completes that stage of our challenge. Now we need to move on to the next one to unclog the main pipe to free the Relic Shard. So this is just a little bit further inside of this building, and as you guys can see right over here, this is the main pipe, and once we go ahead and free the Relic Shard, then what we need to do is collect the Relic Shard. So there we go. We've collected the Relic Shard and finished that part of the challenge. Now we need to yet again attune the Relic Shard. As you guys can see, there's quite the theme in these challenges this week. So this time, though, to attune the Relic Shard, we're going to need to go over all the way to the Sanctuary. So this is going to be quite the travel, but, you know, you can do it in one match. It just takes a little bit of time to get there. While we're at it, we can go ahead and pick off some other people, just so that we're not getting killed by everyone while we're actually running over there. So, as you guys can see right over here, as you get to the Foundation statue, all you need to do is go ahead and run right over here. If you need to pause the video to see exactly where that is, then that is totally fine as well. But once we go ahead and attune the Relic Shard, we will complete that stage of the challenge and move on to the third part of our Part 5 challenges. To do this, we need to establish the device uplink, which we're going to be doing in the next match, apparently, because that guy did not want us to live. So, as I was saying yet again before I was so rudely interrupted, you need to go to establish the device device uplink over here, and you can do this at many different locations. Personally, I'm going to do this over at the sanctuary because it does set you up quite well for the next stage of the challenge. So what we're going to go ahead and do is just drop on down here and go ahead and establish our device uplink as we always do. And now we need to align the 3 mirrors over at Shuffle Shrines. Now this challenge is not difficult in what you need to do for it. Rather, it's difficult because so many people are dropping at Shuffle Shrines to get their challenges done for this week and for last week. So it will be a little bit difficult, but thankfully we can just kind of skirt the edges of this place and try and do this without dying. So as you guys can see right over here, you're going to need to come on down to this very bottom corner, and once you get over here, you need to align this mirror. So as you guys can see, it's just going to swap it over here, and then you need to align this mirror. So we go ahead and do that, and then for the next one, we need to go ahead and align yet another mirror. So we go ahead and do that, and then we are able to collect the shard in the wall. So as you guys can see right there, we now have that shard. Hopefully we don't die now. So just like all of the other previous quests, we now need to attune the Relic Shard, which is yet again going to a different location and trying to attune it. This time it is over near the sanctuary, or at least the very top of it. So we're going to go ahead and go over to do that now that we've completed this stage of the challenge. Now, unfortunately, yet again, I was very rudely killed, but we're back into the match this time, and we're going to go ahead and attune the Relic Shard over here at the sanctuary. And as we drop on down, you guys can see it is actually right next to the boulder. I'm not actually sure. Yep, that is exactly where it is. We are dropping it right next to this boulder, so hopefully this thing does not fall on top of me. But what we're going to go ahead and do is just drop on down here, and then go ahead and attune our Relic Shard. Try not to die to that guy who's pickaxing me. And now we've got that stage of the challenge done. Now we get to move on to establishing yet another device uplink. Thankfully, this one is very close by yet again, so all we're going to need to do is run over to this area in the sanctuary where we actually came for our last one, and all we're going to need to do is go ahead and run on top of it, and that will establish the device uplink. And as you guys can see right here, we are now at the device uplink, and all we need to do is go ahead and run on top of it to complete that part of the challenge. Now we only have 2 stages left. Now for this stage of the challenge, we need to enter the main chamber at Shuffle Shrines, and this one can be a bit annoying, and I made an entire separate video on how to do this, but it's actually not that bad once you get the hang of it. All you need to do is find 2 out of the 3 clues over at Shuffle Shrine. So for the first one, come to this top left corner, and we see that this is blue. So now we know that the top corner one is blue. Now we're going to go down to the bottom corner, and we know that the bottom corner one is going to be whatever color the rune is in the bottom corner. So it looks like we've got another guy who's, I don't even know what this guy's trying to do, but he is blocking off our corner spot a little. I am going to give you guys a spoiler. I already looked at it, and that one is yellow. So we're going to go to the main gate, and we know that this is blue and this is yellow. So then for the rest, we can actually just go ahead and guess and check them, as long as I don't end up dying here, which thankfully I'm cracked at the game, so we're not dead. Now what we're going to need to do is guess and check these final 2 without dying. So we'll leave this guy as yellow, and we'll try every combination for this other pillar. All right, so it wasn't yellow. Let's try it on blue, so we can go ahead and guess and check the other colors for this one. It was this. So as you guys can see there, we've got this combination for the door this time. Now all we need to do is wait for it to open up, and then just sprint past all these dart traps. Try not to die. And as you guys can see here, we're almost to the main chamber, and we made it. Now all we need to do is collect the Relic Shard in the main chamber. As you guys can see right there, we've gone ahead and done that, but that is not the Relic Shard we're looking for. Apparently we need the one over here. So now we combine the Relic Shards in this area. And as you guys can see right there, we have now completed this stage of the challenge and our entirety of the Part 5 Vibin quest line. So if you guys did actually enjoy this video, then please consider leaving a like on it and subscribing to the channel, as that would help me out a ton. I hope you guys all have an amazing day, and I will see you guys in the next one.